Hey, what's going on? On today's episode, we're going to talk about 6 video trends that are dominating in 2019. Roll that intro. Look, there's no doubt that video is just dominating on all social media platforms. And today we're going to talk about those 6 video trends that are currently dominating. And actually towards the end, we're going to talk about 2 that are sort of dominating, but we're going to see a little bit more towards the future.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
You should probably tell people who you are, though. All right. My name's Aaron, for people who don't know. And we
Oh,
can roll
yeah.
that part. Yeah.
And my name is Christian.
There you go.
Normally we have a regular Tip for Tip show. We have a guest that comes in and asks us a marketing question. But today we're doing it live and we're just answering this 6 video trends that are dominating in 2019.
Cool. All right, so number 1 here is live Q&A. This is not really a Q&A, but we have done a lot of live Q&As before. As you can see on the graphic here, this kind of explains it. An AMA is like an Ask Me Anything. I think it was kind of coined on like Reddit initially, but really it's just a way for you to get questions from your audience and really find out more about your target market so that you can create videos in the future for that. But live Q&As, just think of it as like a one on multiple consulting session, so really valuable to your audience. And what we've found is that it's really engaging with people too, especially when you're answering those questions back and forth, or you can screen share it too. That's also really helpful.
Yeah, I mean, bigger brands obviously can do a lot better and I guess cooler live Q&As and Ask Me Anythings. And they could, feature, for example, their CEOs of the corporation, and usually get a lot of really good engagement. As a smaller company or a smaller business, you would really need to, hype this up, this live Q&A. Make sure that you publish, beforehand that you're doing this live Q&A. Maybe even prepare a little bit for it and get a few questions from audience or your customers that you may get quite often, in case that you don't get anyone watching live. So just be prepared for different things like that. But these live videos and live Q&As or Ask Me Anythings are very popular. And we definitely encourage business owners to get on live, and I think the easiest way to do it is to do some sort of Q&A or Ask Me Anything and be prepared for it. I mean, almost every social media platform right now has a live component to it. Facebook, Instagram.
LinkedIn just announced their live. It's not for everybody yet.
Announced that, YouTube Live. So almost every social media platform has a live functionality. So whether you've built your audience on Facebook or YouTube or wherever, you should be able to create those live Q&A videos and cater to your audience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the good thing about the live Q&A, and especially like for this too, is also live. Like if there is, like there's a thing, you should be prepared, yes, but if you do mess up, it could be okay. It's more just like a human conversation back and forth. Like every time you sit down with somebody, it's not always going to be like, oh yeah, Christian, how do you spell this? And you know exactly right off the top of your head how to say something or how to spell something. So being authentic and relatable is also, that's another reason why the live Q&A is so important.
Yeah. All right, the next video
Dose.
type, it's these one-on-one videos. These are highly personalized videos for either clients or potential customers, where you're mentioning the actual person's name within that. So these are very, very powerful for sales teams. Not necessarily, you could mention, people on social media, but also sales teams could definitely use these videos in their outreach campaigns to build stronger relationships and essentially close more deals,
Yeah, I like the one-on-one videos anyway, just because I feel like it's, I don't know, I've actually purchased a lot more products that way too. And it's it is a lot more relatable. The Ask Me Anything or the live Q&A, like we mentioned, it's just more of like the feedback from customers. But these one-on-one videos could really, you could showcase products, you could showcase services, and get more information. And it's more, I feel like, at least I feel like the people who've done it well cater specifically to me. So.
Well, yeah, and technically, so you remember Vidyard?
Vidyard? No. What's that?
So they were doing a little bit of this where they automatically personalize your videos so that it would actually say, like, they will be holding up a sign. It would be maybe like a generic video that you create once.
Oh,
You'll be holding up a sign, and you can change what the sign says. Normally it would be the person's name in it.
Hey, Christian.
Yeah, or hey, Aaron. And they would do email campaigns that way, with a video, with a highly personalized video that they didn't have to record 1,000 times. It was just a little, hey, Aaron. And you just, I mean, it just looks real. So yeah, you watch it because it's highly personalized for you. So we're saying the same thing for this. Maybe not at that scale, but on a smaller scale. Your sales team, sort of like us, for example, instead of, for example, sending a proposal, we could send a video proposal. Just little things like that where you're creating a video just for one person or one team in order to increase sales. Like I said, I think sales teams will benefit greatly from doing these type of videos.
Yeah.
And it's a trend that it's continuing to increase.
We actually did do that. I don't know if you remember or not, but we did do that early on for a couple of clients. We recorded those videos. We just didn't have systems in place to make it to where we could continuously do it, so we wanted to be uniform.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't remember that company, but there is. I feel like there's a platform we can find it and probably put it in the comments later that does specifically that. Like, it's just a Chrome extension. You get on there. It takes 15 seconds to create that video, and you knock it out really quickly. So as long as you have like Google Chrome, the browser, you should be able to knock it out really quickly. I actually heard about that specific one on a podcast the other day. So.
Yeah. And yeah, if you don't do the sales teams, like Gary Vaynerchuk actually did this for quite a while. I don't know if he still does it, but on Twitter, if you reply to one of his tweets or something, he might hit you back with a little video mentioning your name and what you just said on that previous tweet. So again, it's just a higher engagement and a better way to engage with our audience. So if you're looking at it for like a social media standpoint, instead of just responding back to someone via text, message or whatever, you could just create a quick, 30, 15-second video of just responding to them. And
actually, a lot of times it could be faster than you writing it too.
Yeah.
So like if you're going to do an email and it's going to be a longer email, you could probably say more in 30 seconds on a video than what you could on 3 paragraphs. So a lot of times it's actually faster, and they think it's like, wow, they took the time to do it. And it's like, well, actually they saved time.
Yeah.
So definitely be curious to see how you guys start using that. And like I said, I can't remember the name of that app off the top of my head, but I'll find it. All right, so number 3 here. This is actually the largest growing area. I mean, I think it's, I don't know what the projection is, but it's a very large number. Like, you've probably, if you're watching this, you've probably have consumed at least some kind of online course, whether it's a free one or a paid one. And that is, so the topic here is the video courses. These could be webinars. I know that we've purchased a lot of video courses ourselves. It's just a great way to find out about people, or find out about a particular topic or subject and get everything that you need without ever having to go to like Google and go watch 10 different videos. It's all in one place for you. It's super personalized for like what you're looking for, and it's also very scalable for the business because it's a digital product. So there's not any more manpower that's needed to sell more products of it.
Yeah, and the good thing about these is that if you've been successful on social media by building your own audiences and have an engaged audience, the next logical thing for you to make money would be to do some sort of paid video course. And we're actually in the process. I mean, it's something that we've been working on for a little bit, to create a video course for you guys on different topics, ranging from different social media networks to different tasks or advertising or marketing, and catering to our audience and what you guys consume. So video courses is just the next logical step whenever you're creating free content for your audience on social media. And then these paid video courses, I mean, they could be super simple. What matters the most in here is the content, the value that you're giving
Right.
to people. There's things like teachable.com, which you can use to create like your own portal. And inside of the portal, that's where you would upload your video lessons and things like that.
Right.
And there's a huge number of different apps that you can use for different video courses.
Awesome. Yeah, and it's not. I guess it's not as. It probably is like a next level in the sense that like you should probably be in the business a little bit, or at least know your customers well enough to create that digital product before going into just like I'm going to create a digital product, but I don't know that that's what people need or want, or you haven't heard it. Like for example, our course that we're creating is specifically off of like questions that people ask us all of the time. Like, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? Okay, great. Here's this course. It lays out everything that you need. So it's really like outside of just us creating it, and sure, it could be make money for us. It also could save us a bunch of time because then we don't have to type the same emails, the same texts, the same conversations over and over again. It's more like, here's the answers for you. We did it once, and we don't have to continuously do it again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, video courses is definitely a great passive income strategy.
Yeah,
for a
we're
lot
going to
of
be
businesses.
on Maui surfing as
Making
soon as
money.
making money. You see them all the time on Instagram.
We need that money gun. We're gonna buy one of those. 2 of those, right? 2 of them. Yeah.
Two.
So we're gonna have 2
Actually,
money guns.
Jack put up 2, so we're buying 4, I guess.
All right. So the 4th video trend here is mobile first videos. You've probably seen a lot of these over social media, especially probably Instagram and Facebook, where the way that we view videos is changing. So there's a lot of square videos, there's a lot of vertical videos. So a lot of brands, a lot of different companies, a lot of businesses are experimenting with how to place things on these new formats, these square and then these long vertical videos. We ourselves are actually experimenting on adding tip for tip to Instagram stories so that we can just hit more eyeballs online. And we've been experimenting and playing around with different height and taking into consideration the fact that the Instagram automatically puts your Instagram stories, not Instagram stories, IGTV, sorry, IGTV on your feed now. So, and that's a different dimension that you see there. So, mobile first videos is something that it's ever gonna change. Probably this year alone, we're probably gonna get a few other changes there, just inside of Instagram. So you got to pay attention to those different platforms and how to cut up your videos and how to frame them differently for different platforms.
And I think you were telling me last week, or I don't know, a couple weeks ago, that you were telling me about like Samsung creating a vertical TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like, there's a lot of people who don't consume regular TV, myself included. It's Netflix. If I have time to watch anything, I'll watch Netflix because it's on demand, no commercials, thank goodness. Or I'm watching something from my phone. I'm like, oh, this is a 20-minute video. I'm watching it on YouTube or my phone. But with Apple, you can just do your Apple TV and AirPlay it there. Or like with that Samsung TV, it's like, okay, this video was
Chrome
made.
you can do Chromecast. And technically, today, this morning, I believe, I was watching something on YouTube, and the YouTube app recommended me like, oh, watch this on your TV. Like it had a little notification, like encouraging me to watch it on my TV.
Yeah.
That's also a growing number of people who are watching YouTube on their TVs.
Right.
Just because almost all TVs now have some sort of
It's
connection
smart
like that.
technology.
Yeah. Either a Chromecast or Apple TVs or Roku's. Like almost everyone has one of those now, so it's just easy to hook that up. Another thing with like mobile first videos is the addition of captions, like permanent captions to a lot of these videos.
Yeah.
A lot of people are watching videos without sound, especially everyone's always online watching stuff on their phones.
Right, I'm watching stuff while we're recording this, and I can't
It
play
really
with sound.
is, yeah.
I can't play with sound.
So it's important to include those captions, whether it's through like native integration. So Facebook and YouTube, I know, allow the native integration of captions into the system where you can turn them on and off. But there's also ways for you in your video editor to add the captions permanently, where you will always see them and they'll always be there. There's benefits to both of those. And again, depending on the platform, you will have to experiment and play around with what's working, what's not working. For example, for IGTV, we've decided to automatically put the captions on the screen and put them just a little bit lower. And we're still playing around with the placement and things like that, but with IGTV, it's just different than even our regular Instagram posts. So just pay attention to that when it comes to making mobile first videos.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
I was gonna say, yeah, mobile first is definitely the sound. So just kind of like a recap, and I was talking out loud. So yeah, definitely the sound, definitely the platform, like native placement for each one of the platforms, which could get a little overwhelming, but just focus on one of them, do it really well first, and do what we're doing. Like IGTV, ours is not perfect, but we're at least testing it. And then another thing is like, think about experiences for mobile too. There's some things that you can do on your phone that you can't do on a TV or other places. So like, figure out, and I think this will kind of allude to like other things that we're going to talk about later that is going to make it more available for you to do super creative things for mobile. But just be thinking about mobile experiences of like people are holding it in their phone like this, like by turning it kind of sideways or like above them, is it going to affect the experience that they have watching the video? Or like like for this, you could do something like it's a mobile video, and if you have headphones, put in your headphones because this is going to give you the best sound. And maybe you're doing like a scene. We had something up yesterday. That's why I thought about it. Like a scene from Jurassic Park, and you hear the dinosaurs, but like right here you don't get the full experience. But you put in, it says like, hey, put in your headphones or put on over your headphones when you watch this part, and you get a different experience, or it's different sounds that you don't normally hear from here. So it's just kind of like engaging another sense a little bit more. Just an idea off the top of my head, but just some things that I've seen too.
Yeah, I think I've seen that as well, where the beginning of the video they direct you on what to do in order to best experience this video. And it could be that you're making mobile first videos for Instagram, but towards the end you're just cutting this up into, look, for the best experience, or to watch this on full screen or whatever, watch it on YouTube, for example. And I've seen that with movie trailers actually, because now they're cutting up movie trailers just for Square. And they still look great, and you still get to see everything in the trailer. High quality, but when it comes to the full, screen of what you're going to see on YouTube, you actually get to see a little bit more, a little bit better. So that's maybe a good way to do a snippet of content on different platforms and do the full thing somewhere else. Kind of like what we did with our podcast yesterday. Yeah,
and I was going to say, and it also does make you go over there. Like if I'm watching on Instagram, for example, the new movie with Will Smith, Aladdin, He did a little clip on Instagram. He's like, now go over here and watch it on YouTube. And I was like, okay, I will. Let me go watch it on YouTube. So it not only gets a view for Instagram, but it reiterates the brand even more on YouTube. So it's a really good way for you to cross-pollinate that way too. So,
hey, really quickly.
Yeah.
We're live, so refresh that page.
Refresh that page.
All right. Just checking for comments and people who are watching live. All right, so the fifth trend that we have here is three. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say number 5.
Number 5. Did I say fifth?
You said
fifth.
Fifth.
360-degree videos. Again, like I said, these last two are more a little bit maybe into the future. The technology, we have it available now. Not a lot of people are using it. But when it comes to 360-degree videos, we believe that businesses are gonna hopefully adapt it a little bit better. And use it for different experiences. So just to give you a few stats here, people actually want to see what they want to see in 360. So 60% of people want to see sports and travel related things. 55% of people want to see live entertainment. 39%, 30 want to see like movies, news, and television shows. So there's a lot of opportunity with 360-degree videos. The only thing with these type of videos is they usually require an extra attachment or an actual 360-degree camera in order to take that. What comes to mind really when it comes to 360-degree videos is, like it says here, like live entertainment. For example, Waters Creek, they have a summer concert series. It might be cool to set that up at 360-degree where people can go to their Facebook page and kind of at a glance see like what's going on at their concert series. I mean, obviously they want people in there, but
what would attract me if I didn't know about it before, and I was like, oh wow, this is a cool experience, and then like, oh, we have it every week.
Yeah,
I want to go check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would actually be really beneficial. I forgot about that. I forgot that they do, like, I think it's every Saturday or something during the summer.
Yeah, something like that.
Live music.
And then the other thing that I'm thinking with 360, I mean, I think that's combining 360 and live video, so it might be a little bit more challenging. But the other thing that I'm thinking as well with 360 would be, and I think I've talked to you about this before, where you can set it up if you own, for example, maybe a bar or a nightclub or something of the sort, where maybe you showcase like the ambiance or whatever that's going on right now. You know, so you can set up some kind of 360-degree camera somewhere in your place where you can kind of show like, okay, what's going on? Is it popping right now? Is it cool to go in there right now? Or how busy it is? I think it would be a cool way to showcase that. Or even if you don't do it live, maybe a day that you have a really cool event, you can set up a 360-degree camera, and then you can do like a follow-up to that. And have people like just be able to look around and experience your place.
I was just thinking, so if you're, I think that's a good idea. But if you're a bar or a nightclub and you do decide to do it live,
It could be a restaurant.
or a restaurant, I guess you just got to make sure that also for the opposite effect, like some nights it's not popping and you probably don't want to live stream.
No,
that.
Obviously, absolutely.
Just clarifying. I was just laughing like, look, come check out our place, and there's
I don't think
five people there.
I don't think it would be something that you would do regularly, but I think it would be cool to experience the place before you actually go and visit it. So a 360 degree video would be an excellent way to do that. And then realtors are actually using this quite often. There's some good programs and apps and things out there right now where it allows you to do these 360 tours.
Which is nice. Yeah, people coming from California or other states to look at homes in Texas, they don't ever have to come here. They're like, oh, I see everything. I can do everything. It's super detailed. But even then, I don't think that there's a lot of people doing, or not doing it well anyway, that virtual tour. But I think more and more people will get into that as they're like, oh, I'm going to move to this area. I don't have to fly there. I don't have to do all that. So it saves a bunch of time and money to just look at that tour. So realtors especially, I think that's probably one of the biggest ones that I would look at too. Like, do I waste my time calling a realtor and saying I want to go look at this house, and then you find out like, oh, the kitchen's like destroyed. But with a virtual tour, you kind of save a lot of time that way.
So the last one here is the VR, or it could be AR as well. And again,
Explain what those are.
Virtual reality and then augmented reality. Virtual is where you put in a full-on screen and you're transported completely somewhere else, somewhere different. So the VR experience could involve, a house tour, for example, where in augmented reality, you're still seeing what's in front of you. So you would still put some kind of device. So actually, Google just announced Google Glass 2 coming sometime soon, where you would put some kind of device like the Google Glass, and I'll still be able to see this desk, but I will see virtual components on top of it. So we've seen this a lot in gaming recently, where you can virtually see maybe like a castle. You're building a castle right in front of you, right on this desk. But it's all just done through either your glasses or through your phones. I know iPhone is pushing for AR a lot, and technically this newer iPhone that's coming out is going to have like 3 cameras, I believe, on the back, and they're just pushing the envelope a little bit even further with AR and VR. And Facebook has their own VR headset, which is the Oculus. You may have seen it on your Facebook feed advertised, hey, why don't you try out VR with our new Oculus Go or whatever.
Right.
So it's definitely something these are growing trends, and they're definitely going to be way, way more popular in the near future.
And I think the first thing that got everybody exposed, because this game literally went viral. Obviously, we're going to see it a lot, probably first in games, or at least go more mainstream in games. And why I would say mainstream is like the future is because like it's been around, like Christian was saying, but people aren't going home like what they do now and getting on a computer or getting on their PlayStation or Xbox and actually playing it. Nobody's going home and grabbing their VR set and playing games or doing stuff like that. Like, not the masses anyway. But one game that did take everybody by the masses was like Pokemon Go. And if you've heard of the game, I think it was July of like 2017 or around 2017 it came out. And literally, I mean, everybody. That was kind of like the first mainstream game that almost everybody kind of had a little bit of nostalgia or was interested in. A lot of people still play. And it was all augmented reality. Killed your battery. Absolutely destroyed my battery, which was super sad. But that's just an example of a game, and that's just one entry level. I think that's kind of like everybody will kind of look at it at that as like the milestone of like, hey, look, this hit the market. The market necessarily wasn't ready for it yet, but it did get widespread, and it was kind of like the stepping stone for everything else for AR and VR for the future. So super exciting. I mean, we even played as well. So and we did a video on that a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see these two things, the 360-degree videos and then VR, and how they play out and how businesses use it, how marketers are going to use it. We may see them on advertising campaigns and different things like that. So it's very exciting to go into those two things and what's in store for the future for this.
Awesome. All right, so that is our 6. You got anything else?
Nope.
Cool. All right, that's our 6 video trends. Oh, we must forgot. We need to give a shout out to, is it Branix? Is that how you would say
Branix?
it? Yeah. Shout out for the infographics. They created all the infographics, and we just took little pieces of that. So I want to give credit to them. Shout out to them. But this was our 6 video trends that are dominating in 2019. The last 2 are going to be huge pushes for the businesses in the next couple years. But you don't have to do all 6, but you should focus on one and do it really well, and use that to grow your business, because we all know that you need to be on video. You may not be ready to do an Ask Me Anything live, but you could do personalized videos for your potential clients or customers, and start doing it now, because right now it's like it's looked upon as like, oh, that's cool that they're doing it. It's not it's not a must kind of thing. And I think in the next few years it probably will be more of like a, oh yeah, you're doing that? That's what everybody's doing. So opportunity to stand out. All right, so kind of wrapping up here, like Christian said in the beginning, our typical show is a business owner will come on here and ask us a marketing question. We'll answer that question for them in exchange for a tip in their industry. And if you're a business owner watching this, you watched all the way through and you're like, hey, I have a business and I have a couple of marketing questions, go to bitbranding.co/tip for tip. As you see down at the bottom here, you'll fill out a form. It will get submitted to us. We'll review it. We'll schedule a time to come out. We'll bring out a professional videographer to get good footage of you and then answer your question and then run ads behind that on Facebook to reach your target audience. So we'll be back next week with a regular scheduled episode. Bye.
Bye.